I remember down in Northern on a face called 23, how the roof on this long coal face near squeezed the life for me. It was on a Monday morning after the roof had a weekend crush. Conditions like I'd seen before, but it didn't worry us. The conveyor caught the roof supports on which we did rely. It trapped me legs and ankles, with the timber across me thigh. The fall was getting heavier, how much more could I stand, when a giant of a man appeared. My life was in his hands. His arms under my armpits, hands clenched across my back. This man, he dug his heels in, and I heard more timbers crack. He heaved and heaved and heaved again. Men shouted, "Get out, Phil." He heaved and shouted, "Help us, Lord," or I'd have been there still. Phil pulled me from this crashing roof. The memory haunts me still. I owe my life to this big man, a giant called Big Phil. And he was a giant of a man. Lived down in Michoudine. But he had the presence of mind when the roof came in. I got partly buried. He had the presence of mind he wrapped his arms around me. He was like a giant. The only thing different with the sculpture, the actual event, I was face down. Hence the saying where I said his arms under my armpits, hands clenched across my back, because I was facing down towards the floor. When Clayton did the carving, he wanted this beautiful face of mine showing, you see. But he wanted the two faces showing to try and portray the actual event of what was going on and the feelings at that particular time. And it's the reason why he put the two faces out. But Big Phil Bennett, I owe my life, like I said in the poem, I owe my life to this big man, a giant called Big Phil. I was on the Forsytheen theatre stage doing what I do, and I knew Phil's niece was in the audience, and I had the poem written out in nice italic writing, a piece of parchment type paper and a nice picture frame. And after I recited the poem on the stage, I called on her to come out of the audience and accept the poem off me. And she came on the stage, and she got the tears rolling down her cheeks from what her uncle did for me. I got a job to speak now from a lump in my throat from her reaction to what I just came out with, but it was a true story. It definitely happened. About 5 minutes later, the whole place caved in and the face was lost. And if it hadn't been for Phil, I wouldn't be here today. I'd be still down in that 300 or 400 yards, vertically straight down in the ground. No life at all, really. And so I do respect and appreciate and thank that man, Big Phil Bennett, for having the presence of mind when I got partly trapped, grabbing hold of me and virtually ripping me from out under the fall. When I came out, took the skin all off my hip on a piece of rock or whatever. When I came out. I had the next day off at work, and I came back to the mine the day after, and they gave me what they call a light job, light duties, carrying big lumps of timber up a service road to throw on the bow.